Hey, Beau, why do DJs drop the beat? And what does it mean?
Well, as always, it's a very good question. In fact, they're all good questions. That's why we selected them. And by the way, please do send in questions either through Instagram to Larissa on our Instagram or to Eric on our LinkedIn channels or in other ways. So, so what's so powerful about the DJs dropping the beat and why does it matter? Well, it's a great place to answer this question because I'm on the island of Ibiza, which of course is home to so many of the biggest nightclubs in the world. In fact, I was in the biggest nightclub in the world just last week, and when no one else was there and having a tour around, and you can hear the cicadas in the background. So, perfect place to answer this question. So, the answer lives in uncertainty. Because the whole point of uncertainty is not simply to sit and to be within it, it's to drive you to find the resolution. And that need, that resolution, is what propels us forward. It's a cycle, it's a spiral. We create tension, and then we resolve it. And through that resolution, we often get understanding. So I see the creative process, in fact, it's the musical process, the creative music, and the expression of music and the listening of music is the creating of tension, creating that uncertainty, creating the expectation, and then getting the resolution. And that's a deep fundamental need that we have in our neural system, and in fact, I think in the whole of our body, because your whole body feels it when a DJ drops the beat, right? So if you're here in the nightclubs and you're listening to a friend of mine, Adam or Ida, and they're taking you on a sonic journey, and they're ramping up the beat, right? They're maybe increasing the dissonance of it. They're increasing the repetition, the frequency. They're increasing the minor elements to it. It's building up that tension. You probably all know what that's like. And at some point, they will drop the beat, and your whole body responds. But it doesn't just stop there, because if it stopped there, you become stagnant, right? You need to then step into uncertainty again, not simply to be there, but again to find that resolution. And it's not a circle. You don't just come back on yourself each time. You actually come back higher. We call it the return. You return to a higher state, a more complex state in your brain. You're getting increased understanding. But so often what we do is we get that closure and we stay there, or we try to engineer lives that keep us in that moment. But then the closure doesn't make sense, because closure requires the uncertainty that came before, and the uncertainty requires the closure that comes after. Right? So this is literally what an orgasm is. Orgasm is closure from the buildup of uncertainty, of tension, right? But you can't just sit in that either state perpetually. You need the process, the cycle. This is the cycle of the creative life. And again, music is the perfect, not just metaphor, it's literally doing this. And that's what enables me to step into uncertainty, because though I hate it, I find that almost every decision I make takes me to the very place I actually evolved and actually don't like to be, because more than that, I like understanding. And I know that I can't get understanding through closure if I haven't had the uncertainty and the tension that came before. So that is the power of the DJ here in Ibiza or elsewhere, who is taking you on this evolutionary journey of creating uncertainty, creating tension, creating the minor elements, and then dropping you down to a major chord, dropping you down to closure. And this is why, for instance, when you're watching television series on Netflix, Game of Thrones, for instance, they are experts at knowing exactly what minor chord to finish on. At the end of every episode, they don't give you closure. They give you a minor chord because they know you need closure. And you're going to come back until you get that major chord. But they know as soon as they give it to you, the show's over. So they're experts at knowing which minor chord to finish on, just like the DJs here in Ibiza. And so your need for closure is to be celebrated, but not to be sat within, because the need for closure, that love of understanding, will enable you to have the courage, the resilience, and the desire, and indeed the joy to step into uncertainty.